you guys? Today we're talking about road trip readiness. Is your car ready for your next road trip? Let's get into it.
Alrighty then.
Alright guys, so the first thing you want to check out before you go on a road trip is your spare tire. As you can see, mine has seen better days. But you want to make sure it's got air in it.
Duh!
You want to check the tread depth on your spare tire. Now if you do have one of those little donut spare tires, I would get rid of those if I were you and invest in a full-size spare tire. Those are only meant to get you from your breakdown point to the closest tire shop. Full-size spare tire will give you at least some time to be able to save up some money to be able to have it replaced, like mine. That's why mine's still messed up, because I don't have the money to replace it quite yet. But hopefully that will change here in the next month or two. Alright guys, so we got the hood up now. I also got a new microphone. Hopefully y'all can hear me. So the first thing you want to check before you go on the road is going to be your transmission fluid. If you have an automatic Jeep this year, 2013, it's going to be under the cover on the passenger side. Some of them are outside the cover. And then we're going to check our engine oil. Alright, so you want to pull your dipstick out, wipe it off, which I have just done. And then we'll reinsert it. And then we will check the level. That looks nice and full. Now, if you have a manual transmission and the service hasn't been done in a while, you may want to check that fluid level as well. Now we're going to go under the car and I'm going to show you how to check your transmission fluid level on this 2013 Jeep. Let me grab my handy dandy flashlight. Alrighty, as you can see here, the fill plug is right here and the drain plug is on the bottom right there. You'll just loosen up this fill plug here, and if it a little bit trickles out, then you are full. If not, then you need to add some transmission fluid. I got an oil leak somewhere. That's probably the rear main seal, I would believe, or it could be the oil filter housing assembly leaking already. 128,000 miles. Should not be the case, but I wouldn't be surprised. And then you also want to check your suspension to see if you have grease fittings. And grease those up every 100,000 miles. It's usually on the end of these tire rods right there. But these are all capped up, so that means they're sealed. So there's no way to grease those.
What?
Now some drive shafts do have grease fittings in them. I'm not sure if this one does. I can't see one. But if they do, it's a good idea to go ahead and grease that up if you can get to it. We've checked the oil. We've checked our spare tire. My spare tire has seen better days. Now we're going to check our power steering fluid, which is in this reservoir right here at the front of the Jeep. Right there. And this one you can kind of see with the flashlight about what the level is. Some of them, if the vehicle's not running, you can actually pop this cap off and look down in there and see where your full line is. Which our full line is right there. And that little ring right there is our full line. So our power steering fluid's full. No need to top that off. And then we have our washer fluid, which cleans our windows. Mine is low. Now these you can fill all the way to the top. It doesn't have a minimum or a full line. So go nuts. do whatever you want to do.
Yeah, bro.
And now we're going to check our engine coolant. This guy here is low. It's right on the minimum. You can see that there is a marking about right there. That little notch, that little mark right there on that plastic housing is our full line right there. You can see where the pink stuff is. It's right there at the minimum. So I need to top that off as soon as I get a chance. And then we have our brake fluid. Brake fluid also has a minimum and a full mark. I don't know if you can read that. Yeah, right there's the max. Usually the max line's like right in here, or they actually put a line on it. This one just has an arrow with no line whatsoever. So that's a little interesting. So that means my brakes are probably about due. And then you want to check the tire pressure in all 4 tires. And we do have the branding on the Jeep now. So we are a rolling billboard.
Cool.
And then I also have a video on checking your engine air filter. Definitely check that before you go on your road trip. Along with your cabin air filter, which is located normally under the glove box depending on the vehicle. We're going to check our tread as well. So if you don't have a tread depth gauge, which I recommend you buy, you definitely can take a penny, stick it inside of your tread here, and look across. If you can't see the top of this guy's head, then you're good. But if you're down to about right there, I would definitely recommend getting new tires.
Shut up!
You want to replace them in pairs, either 2 or all 4. You also want to have regular tire rotations. Depending on the vehicle, it's either 5,000, 7,500, or 10,000 miles. And you can also go online and Google your maintenance mileage. Usually transmissions are due at 60,000 miles. Your mileage may vary, literally. I don't know why I just made a crummy dad joke there. Bear with me, guys. I promise the content's gonna get better.
And it's gone!
The next video, we're gonna be doing the spark plugs and the coil packs, or coil on plugs, which is what gives the engine spark. It is recommended every 100,000 miles that you replace those. And I am at 130 almost, and I have not replaced those yet. So we're gonna be doing that in our next video. Stay tuned, guys. But I am back at work now. I've been off work for the last 7 months, which is why I started this channel. They don't pay you anything when you're on short-term disability. And I had a lot of time on my hands, and I wanted to start this channel up. I don't have anything to lose, to be honest. So I'm just jumping in there. Get up and do something about it, or you just sit there and take it. I don't like sitting there and taking it anymore.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
And another thing is, you want to check all your lights and all your turn signals. That should be a given. Normally truck drivers do that after every stop. But with regular personal cars, we don't do that as often. Normally we can tell if a light's out. But for Alright guys, now when you're airing up your tires here, I like to use the old school tire pressure checker, whatever they call these. They do have digital ones, but I have found that these are a little bit more accurate than the digital ones, but there's nothing wrong with using the digital ones. And these are at 32. Whenever you're checking your tires, just make sure that you're checking them and getting them as accurate as you possibly can, airing them up to whatever the spec is. If you don't know the spec, it tells you inside the driver door. On the Jeep, it's right here. It says 35 PSI. Alright guys, another thing about getting road ready I would definitely always keep one of these on you for any road trip, whether it's this winter or in the summer when it's nice and hot. Extreme weather conditions will kill your battery, whether it's way too cold or way too hot. And this guy right here is a battery booster. This is a jump starter. Also has a built-in pump so you can air up your tires in case you get a flat. This is definitely worth the money. I'm not exactly sure how much these are. I think you can get one for about $100 or less. Even if it is 100 or more, it's definitely worth having, especially if you do find yourself broken down with a bad battery or something. You just never know. I had somebody stab one of my tires, which is why I currently don't have a spare, because they're $300 to replace just for that one, and I haven't had the money lately. And then it comes with your tire inflator. It's got a flashlight on top. And it has the instructions on the bottom there. I believe this one's a 750 cold cranking amp booster. So you definitely want to see how many cold cranking amps your battery has before you purchase one, and just do some research. But they are definitely worth having. Charlie, come here, baby. Come here, baby. Oh, I sure wish I had as much energy as this guy does. This guy just loves running around. All he wants to do is run. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. You want to go get the ball? You want to get the ball? Charlie, what do you have to say to the people? What do you have to say to the people? What do you have to say to the people? Tell them like it is. Tell them like it is, baby. Hey, good baby. Yes, that good baby boy. Hey, good buddy. Oh, that's my buddy right there. This guy will ride and die with me. He is so awesome. Tons of energy though. He wants to go 24/7.